In it.
Hey, Gloucester Township. I'm Joe Allen here with Keith Gibbons, and this is the Inside GT Talk podcast brought to you by GTObserver.com.
Yes,
so, this one we go through some of our social media posts in the areas around us, covering Gloucester Township, Washington Township, Pine Hill.
Some, what do they call it? Immediate areas, right?
Yeah, well, I think
now we're doing immediate areas.
Going to expand probably into some bigger areas, I think.
Yeah,
and maybe create a different channel.
Every town has like a crazy post that happens, and like something goes on about it. You know,
it's been a struggle for the last couple of weeks. It's been a struggle to go through like GT Town Talk and find.
That's the thing is, there's not always something that happens just here. It's always there's something happens somewhere around the country every week, right? So we need to like expand on hitting those areas too, because it's funny. A lot of stuff is funny no matter where you live. Like when someone was talking about like I don't remember what town it was. The talk was like they posted a pic. Like they said, "Hey, I saw a dead cat. It was a black and white."
Oh my god! I saw that was the best one.
I was like, "Yeah, I saw a black and white cat." And then someone answers like, "Hey, does it respond to the name Timmy?" And they're like, "It doesn't respond to any names at all. It's dead." And they're like, "Oh, all right." And they're like, "Was it mine?" And they're like, "Well, can you send a picture?" We're like, "Well, he's not here. He's lost. I can't." Send a picture. It was just like a whole back and forth, and it's like this kind of stuff like happens all the time in all different towns. So we're just looking to like expand on that. So like you said, like it's been a struggle. There hasn't been anything like crazy off topic here, but every now and when they do happen, they're great. It's just
initially we kicked this off because it was like there were some topics that were hitting, you know, like 100 to 200 responses,
right?
And it was like, we got to talk about these things. And then if we can get the people that were involved in here in those posts, get them in, talk to them. Better. It just worked out great. But in the last couple of weeks, it's kind of like nothing's
the
really.
The biggest topic is like cheesesteaks. Like, hey, what's the best cheesesteak?
Yeah, some other person that can't figure out how to use the search button decides to ask, "Hey, what's the best cheesesteak?" They don't even usually ask what the best cheesesteak is. They usually go, "Where's everybody get good cheesesteaks from?" And then everybody responds.
And go.
Oh, man, when you end it and go, I just...
Yeah.
That gets me. I always just respond, "Go where?"
Yeah, go where?
Yeah, go where?
Where am I going?
So, back to GT,
we did pull some up. Yeah, we pulled up some topics that were topical, I guess you call it.
Before we even get into the Facebook stuff, we can talk about what's happening in GT recently.
Yeah, how about we do that? Let's get into some like news.
So last week we covered our council meetings and all the stuff that was going on in our council meetings.
Yeah,
we kept some stuff so we could talk about it this week for this post because it's kind of what's happening in GT.
Yeah, and we kind of changed from the GT or Restore GT to GT Observer. To get a little bit more newsy, things here. We didn't do it on our other podcast, but this is the same thing, right? So
let's check out. So one of the first things that's happening is, so if you remembered, if you watch our other podcast about the council meeting recaps, 2 weeks ago they talked about the Black Box Theater. That is the old bank building on the Black Horse Pike.
Yeah, it's a Black Horse Pike and Church Street, right?
Yeah. So there's that old bank there that the township bought, and they're going to rehab it for probably $7 million now.
And it's going to be a Black the town people have paid over $1 million in rehabbing this. So
So the question came up: hey, we've borrowed a lot of money for this thing already.
Well, when's construction going to start?
Happening
when are we? When are we
said,
that?
"Oh yeah, things have happened on it." And we said, "What?" And they said, "Well, you look at phase 1. is we're working on the exterior and the door going in, and we all were thinking, hey, we can see that stuff. We drive by it every day.
The exterior you're talking about?
Nothing's happened on the exterior, and then days later, fence went up around the whole place.
Yeah,
working on the exterior. So
so I stopped by just you know me with my camera. I stopped by and got some videos. The door was open. Fence to the we knocked down a building to level it out for a parking lot. So that was open up. There was a dumpster in there. So things were going on. So I just kind of wanted to walk by and see what happens. And so we have a clip here.
Yeah.
Clip 1. So this is Black Horse Pike, right in the very front. The doors here to the main entrance, I guess.
Wow.
I didn't realize that there was a
were
basement
stairs
to
there,
it.
right?
Yeah. Must have been stairs. There's now a ladder, I guess, that goes up. So here's the dumpster that was outside in the parking lot. That employee he drives in a car, and I don't know, he sits in his car. I don't know what he does out there.
Sleeps?
Yeah, that's the parking lot. So I don't know. They're doing some work to the outside, they said. So this is what it looks like now. We'll see. Oh, the guy that was in his car, he peeked out the window, saw me, jumped back. He's like, "Oh crap! There's a guy." So yeah, the sidewalk over here is completely blocked off almost. You have to walk into the street to get past. And look at this.
Oh, there goes the
Look at this. Watch this. I jabbed my leg.
Bleeding.
Tore my pants.
Oh man.
So this just pricked me real good here.
Yeah, pricked me. We got a lot of pricks around here. Yes, that was the bank building over there. So there is construction going on. Things are happening. We don't exactly know what, but things,
At least they tore part of the inside out. So I guess there was steps going upstairs.
Yeah, well, like I was saying before, when you pull up at that traffic light there and you look up, you can see like rafters, in the ceiling. So I guess all the asbestos was removed and things happen. You might not see it from the outside, but I guess things are going on inside. Is the point of that story there?
Gonna do some black box stuff coming up soon, I guess.
I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, as I was walking there, a little bit further down the street, and this is that whole downtown area of Blackwood that is always talked about by, I guess, people who are, I don't know what word I'm trying to look here for, but why is downtown Blackwood not better? You know what I mean? And there's been attempts at it. We had Shanna's Wild Fig had opened up down there at an attempt of an upscale restaurant. There's the Holy Tomato or Holy Pie or what's
Holy Tomato.
Holy Tomato.
Probably one of the best places in downtown Blackwood.
Yeah, I mean
that I've never been to. I still have never been there.
Really? I love going there. I don't like the takeout. I like eating it there. And eating it there, it's good. The crust is so thin that it's like one of those you have to eat it on site, because if you take it home, it gets cold.
You gotta call me next time you go. I just want to stop in and eat
we'll go. It's cool. It's a cool little place. It's a BYOB. They have awesome drinks though too. Like non-alcoholic, but they're like the fruit one that they have has all kinds of berries and straw. And I don't know if they only have it seasonally, but dynamite. And then
I'm dying to go.
Yeah,
I've heard
we gotta go.
So
we
many
gotta
good things about
go.
it. And my wife is so picky when it comes to pizza. She just likes
Chick-fil-A. She likes, right? That's it.
Chick-fil-A. It's like plain, regular old pizza. And when I showed her the menu one time, she was like, I don't like all that stuff. And I was like, no, trust me, they'll make you something just regular and boring.
Oh yeah. They have great salads. Oh yeah, it's good. Yeah, we should go there when I get a group of guys and go.
Yeah.
Go over. But so a little bit further down the street now, there was a place called the Book Asylum, who was more of a used bookstore that also had a coffee shop. But now opening up there at that same location is going to be Wren's. So Wren's is opening.
Friends with Stimpy?
No, I don't know if they. I did not verify that.
Is this
That's
called
a great
Wren's?
question.
It's called Wren's?
That's a great question, Joe. I don't know the answer to that. I think it's just called Wren's Coffee. Wren's. It's just Wren's. I don't know.
So they're gonna have coffee too.
Yeah, so it's a coffee shop that also has a bookstore. So it's kind of like a hybrid of what people have been asking for now. Like, oh, well, why don't we have any local coffee shops? Here you go. Here's your perfect chance to go support Ren and opening up her coffee shop. So I was going by there. I don't know if it's the same day or the same time. I think it was the same day when I was at the bank. Hopped over and said, "Hey, look, there's stuff up on the wall." And guess what? I just so happened to run into as I'm outside videotaping like a creep. Videotaping this building. I don't realize that there's like 20 people behind the windows that are looking out like, who is this idiot? And then she came out here. Do we have that clip? Yeah.
Can't be too much longer because it's like really.
Yeah, here I am. Me, the idiot outside.
That's really neat.
Oh, look, here she waves.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I was just, we do a podcast in town. And
I think I saw you. Yeah,
oh, really?
I think I've seen you, yeah.
Yeah. See, it looks like it's getting ready to open up,
there,
so I wanted to get some, just
go for
put it out there.
We're about a month out, probably.
A month out? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you the owner?
Yeah.
Are you Ren?
That's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Keith. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your
This guy wanted to be my best
I feel like
friend.
I've seen you, but I don't remember.
So it was Restore GT podcast. And
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But we changed it to like a GT Observer to make it more just like newsy. Just letting people know what's going on in town, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
I do remember that. I remember seeing the signs up too.
Oh, all right, cool. It looks really good from outside over here.
Thank you. Yeah. So we'll be
What made you pick this location? Are you from the area?
Yeah, we had moved into kind of close by, and I wanted to check out Book Asylum, but we moved in March 2020, so it was right when they shut down.
Okay,
so I never got to see them.
Gotcha.
And then I think a year or so later, I saw that it was up for sale, and kind of just went from there.
So you're actually selling books too?
Yeah, we'll be doing new and used.
Okay.
And then I'll have coffee on this side, so it's like two sides.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to take a peek inside,
Sure,
you can.
yeah, that'd be great.
Well, I'm doing a little private thing, but it hasn't
I'm
started.
sorry,
Yeah, I interrupted. I didn't know anything was going on there. Look, I go in there. There's a whole party going on.
Yeah, so there'll be like the book side here.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll have a table back there. We can do some stuff.
Oh, looks great.
Then we'll have coffee on that side. So.
Board games look amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Fallout and Zombicide.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah, they have board games in the back.
Look at this. They have games here.
Oh, boy.
A nice little fireplace setting. They're talking about they got Mario Kart parties. Wow, this is really awesome. They did a really great job.
Yeah, so the one side of the store is all used books, and the other side's new.
Yeah, and I did open mics a lot when I was younger. So.
Oh, okay.
And then they kind of there's still some, but they kind of died down, so I always wanted to open it up and do it again. Yeah, it's a really fun thing to go out and do. And yeah, it's a really supportive, community. Yeah.
Oh wow, you really did this up nice here.
Yeah.
This is the coffee side over here.
This is really cool.
Let me get out of your way.
That guy loved being in the way. It was his favorite.
Is it like a tasting or is it a practice?
Yeah, we're doing like a little, just like a friends and family. This is what it looks like. They haven't seen, a lot of it hasn't seen it yet.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you have shirts too and everything?
Yeah, actually, I got a shirt. I was going to wear it tonight, but
2X, I'll buy a
white.
shirt from you.
Yeah.
You take cash or is that not allowed here?
Yeah. So they do take
I got
cash.
both, but that works.
There you go.
Yeah.
No fees on it?
Thank
so-
you. Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
I wish you luck and I'll see
Thank
you around too.
Yeah, thanks for checking us out.
Yeah. Thanks, I'll let everybody know about it.
I'll give you my card, so if you do post something, I'd love to see it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Or actually, send me your podcast
Yeah, awesome.
again, too. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Nice meeting you.
perfect timing,
Yeah.
right?
All right, great. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, take care.
How we doing?
I also have a
I see their
so there's an
Instagram there.
Instagram channel here. We'll have to check that out. Ren's Coffee NJ.
Yeah, so it looks like they said they're about a month out over there. It's a little bit longer of an episode or whatever you call
Clip.
it.
No,
Man
we
on the
should.
scene,
Yeah, we
but
should
that was a
definitely.
good-
We should definitely just clip that.
Yeah.
Clip that, shoot it out, and then we
Yeah,
get them-
definitely. Let people know.
let people know what's happening. I'm kind of jealous that you live kind of close to by there. You can just go down and get some
Oh
coffee.
yeah,
all the time
I'm gonna go
now,
there all the
so-
time now. Support her. It's a really cool. I mean, that's the problem with a lot of people. Always like say, "Oh, shop local, do this," and then they just go to Starbucks and they're like, "Look, here, this girl's out here trying to make it happen. Bring back downtown. Go support her. Go spend your money there. Like, let this place." Live and that, and
No, I think it's great. It's great. I can't wait to check it out. My wife is a huge book nerd.
yeah,
Me, not so much, but I can go do.
you're trying.
I can go do the coffee thing while she's getting books. I can do coffee, and if she's doing used books too,
yeah.
I got a basement.
Basement full of used
Basement
books.
full of used books.
Oh, I've seen some of your
man.
used books, and your wife would kill you if you get rid of them. They're like the Babysitters Club, and so I think that she's keeping that for nostalgia reasons. But
What is that? What is that collection that she had here? That was
I don't know. It wasn't the Hardy Boys?
no, it was a man. I wish I knew what it was. There is the entire collection from start
Yeah,
to finish.
Babysitters Club or something
No,
like that.
it was like a high school thing.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Oh,
But
somebody else heard about it and they were like, "Oh, I know those books." I forget what it is now.
yeah. But I mean, so this is kind of Ren's is also one part of other things that are going on down in that downtown area. There's that forum. It used to be called, I believe it's called Palace Catering. Palace Catering. They had a new sign going up the other day as I was at Ren's. Walk across the street because there's activity going on there. So there's things that are happening downtown. So we're just kind of reporting on all that stuff for you here.
Yeah, Palace was one of the places that so I got married in 2022, and in 2021, maybe even late 2020, we were looking for places to go, and I had never been to the Palace before. We had a few places that we definitely wanted to go check out, and that was one of them. That was one that I called repeatedly.
Really?
Like, they closed down, but they didn't tell anybody they closed down. They just left a voicemail there.
Oh,
so
okay,
I
one of
just
those.
thought, well, maybe they're not doing the whole COVID thing, So I called and called. Like, for months I called, trying to get into place. And
then you finally got the hint.
and then finally it was like, I don't think they want to do any kind of business anymore. Yeah, so I've never been inside that place. Would have been...
I was at one wedding that was there. I think it was before COVID. But yeah, the only other interaction I've had there was... So when I was trying to like revitalize the farmers market that was happening down there, I was trying to look to them to say like, hey, can we do it here on the property? I had another person that I knew someone who owned the place, but they were one of the owners. So what I come to find out was that it was multiple. Like, what's the place down on the White Horse Pike that has the catering place across from like the Berlin Market, like the Lucian's,
Yeah.
And then Marion Caterers in Cinnaminson, and so a bunch of different like wedding places all had went in and purchased this place out of, I don't know if it was foreclosure or whatever the whole thing was, and they weren't exactly sure what they were going to do with the location, and that's where I was talking to them about the farmers market, and they're like, well, it's kind of going to hinder our ability to rent out any of the space if we have this going on outside.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of fell apart. But at the time, I knew it was like multiple owners of wedding places were the owners of it. Now, the guy that has taken over the... What did I call it?
The forum.
The forum it's called now. He's a guy I've known from being in the the music and sports industry forever. He was like a caterer in those usually like a backstage caterer or like a team caterer, like for like the football teams and things like that. He's now used that as his like home base and moved from Berlin over there. So I know who the owner is. I haven't actually talked to him since he's moved from Berlin over there, but great guy. I known him forever. glad to see something's going in there, and it's not just being another vacant, location. So we have, Wren's out there. We have the Holy Tomato. We have the Sign and Design is always, every single holiday, they have something up, going on there. So there's things that are going on in that downtown Blackwood. It's kind of exciting to see activity. You know what I mean? And the forum can only add to it. There's it looks like a cheerleading, I believe it is, team that has moved into like the front portion of that whole area there.
Oh wow!
And then we have Dirt Mountain. We have constantly see Dirt Mountain growing and growing. I don't think I have a clip of Dirt Mountain out there, but
not offhand.
I definitely have some.
There are so many clips of Dirt Mountain.
It's grown. It's gotten higher. It's shrunken this way, but it's grown that way. It's crazy.
Hey, put a GT Observer sign on top of that thing.
Oh,
It'll go away so fast.
Joe, I am too lazy to walk up that hill. It's like walking up, like if you went to like Camelback or something, like, yeah, there's the double diamonds are right there. I'll get to the top of that and put
if we scale that mountain, we might be in good shape for pickleball.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what? We still gotta. Hey, my coworker mentioned, he goes, hey, I got pickleball equipment. You ever want to go out and do pickleball? Just stop by. I got all the stuff.
Okay.
So I said, you know what? I might have to take you up on that and record. And yeah, I got to record it. I got to record it for the podcast. Yeah. So so the new forum sign.
Looks like the new sign is going up over here.
Oh yeah. So there's a truck outside
by Innovative Catering. It's over at the.
That used to be Acme way back in the day. I found
Paris
out.
Catering.
Palace
Catering.
That building used to be
getting ready
Acme.
to open up over here.
Oh no way!
Years and years ago, yeah.
I had no idea. I don't ever remember.
I don't either. It was like one of those. I forget which Facebook group it was called, but it's like a, know your history or something like that from Blackwood, and it was apparently Acme. So yeah, interesting.
No idea. I don't think I ever. I don't know that I ever really paid attention to anything on the Black Horse Pike.
Yeah, same.
When I was younger, I don't know. I don't think I did. We had the stores that we went to, and that's pretty much all I paid attention to. So
yeah, I have a few memories of. I didn't grow up in this area. I had friends though that did live in this area, and I came here on a rare occasion. And two of the things that I remember are the Blackwood Lake. Driving by there and somebody saying that a car got stolen and was in the Blackwood. Was in Blackwood Lake. It's driven in there and it's in the bottom of the lake.
Oh, that was the rumor for every single body of water in this area.
Was it? Yeah, whatever it was that lake. And then when I moved like a block away from it, I went there and I'm like, you can stand, like you can be up to your ankles. Like I don't know if you can get to your knees, like in how much water that is. It's so shallow everywhere there. I'm like, there's no car in here. This is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Like every body of water. Well, so I grew up in Pine Hill, so like every body of water that we had, little or small, they were like, yeah, there's a lot of cars down there. One of them was like, yeah, there was a crane that was like digging it out, and the whole thing fell in. And I was like, that must be really, really deep.
Right, yeah.
Forever, I believed this. And there was like, oh, there's a crane in the bottom of that thing. And you see a couple dead fish on the side. It's like, I mean, it's toxic waste in there. It was all these crazy things that you would come up with when you would see this like body of water in the woods that wasn't, it was like nobody around it.
Yeah.
And it was like a sinkhole to hell.
Yeah.
And it was all this
That's
stuff.
what they told me that, and I, for whatever reason, I believed it. I had no reason not to believe it. But the second thing that I believe was, it was like a couple blocks away from that pond. There was a crazy house, like when they drove by. Oh, you gotta go by. And it was like, I don't know, like dolls hanging from like strings in the park, in the yard and all that stuff. And then years later, it turned out to be my neighbor, like 2 houses down or whatever it was. And I'm like, that's definitely the crazy house that I remember seeing. And then like thinking back of, yeah, we did. We turned there and whatnot. But the bank, though, specifically on the corner, for some reason, I have a recollection of being inside of that bank, but I don't know when or why I would ever have been inside of it when it was open. So I don't know. That's a weird thing to me.
I've definitely never been inside there.
But I do recall there also was like a dance studio or something that was there, like probably like 2007, 8-ish, 10, maybe 2010. And that might have been the point of time when I was inside of the building there. But I don't recall. I don't know when that bank closed, but I don't know. I somehow have a feeling I've been inside of that building before. But other than that, I couldn't tell you anything that happened on the Pike. Like it's
Previous
all
life, previous life kind of thing. Maybe you were a dancer. You were a dancer in previous life
A
before
tap dancer?
before
Yeah.
it was a bank. Yeah, before it was a bank, and it was GT Tap.
GT Tap.
GT Tap.
Yeah, could be. You never know.
Or maybe it's just dark. Maybe it was just dark there and there because the lighting was poor and lighting. The poor lighting is
Poor lighting is a thing of the. Yeah, it's a theme around that area.
It's a theme. So if you remember, on one of our podcasts, probably
It's about a year ago now.
maybe last summer, I guess.
I think it was before last summer. It was almost a year ago because I remember. I look back and I think it was April of last year when the video footage was taken. So it's probably close to a year.
So you went to over by Highland High School where the 42 on ramp is, where and you got the underpass underneath 42.
Yep.
You went over there a year ago.
Yep.
And filmed it, and it's pitch black. It was so dangerous.
There were, so if I recall, and I think I put the math or whatever the facts in the video. I believe it was 14 street lights that were in this like one little tiny area, and there were only 4 of them working out of 14 of them. So it was so dark, you literally like you could stand out there in the middle of the night and like put your hand here, and you would like, I don't know where my hand is. Like,
yeah,
it was so dark. But I had attempted to, like, if you go onto the Township's website, it says, hey, report a traffic light or a street light out. I tried doing that. And the way that it was set up, it allowed you to report 1 traffic light, and that's it. And I'm like, well, I have 14 to report, so how do I do that? Like, I sent you the email, and you fixed the one that I told you, but while you're fixing it, you're like this with blinders on, like, yeah, I'm just going to that's the only one I'm going to fix. I'm not even going to look at any of the other ones that are out here. So I'm like, you know what? This is ridiculous. I'm going to just take my camera, like I usually do, and go out there and film it. And then the following morning, it was posted, and the next thing you know, there's trucks out there, and they're fixing lights and this, that, and the other, but they didn't get all of them. And you could tell that they wanted to make sure that they were all done. They knew that I was right, that these lights needed to be fixed. And over time, they got, wires. There's guys pulling electric underneath the street, and like Atlantic City Electric was out there, and it was a whole big thing. So it was almost a year ago that this went on. So I went out just to go give props. Thank you to whoever it is that that did this, that they did get this safe for the citizens of Gloucester Township to be traveling by foot and not get potentially hit by a car because you can't even see you there.
So dark, yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I have some like some throwback clips in there of what it looked like prior to the clips of today. So what was that? 4? So today is almost a year since I reported on these street lights being out. Nice and lit. Now look at it. It looks like everything has been fixed at this point now. And if you look at the night and day difference, look at
you couldn't see anything right here.
Yeah, watch this. It's coming up.
Go back to last time.
Oh my God.
Out here again.
Yeah.
And now it's safe to walk. So this is the other side, where it's the entrance to 42. And look how well lit it is now. That light there, if you recall, was not even in existence. It was dangling off. There's that street light.
Yeah, look.
Underneath of 42 pass here. Neither of the lights that were in here work. The one on that far side, we're seeing, that didn't even exist. It wasn't even on the wall.
Yeah,
but they've replaced both of these
wire hanging
lights now with a newer like flush mount instead of the overhanging street light like they had. They still refuse to get rid of that weed over there now. I don't know what that's all about. That's a weed right there. That's not a tree. Nobody planted a tree there. Getting rid of the weed. But it's actually feels
The weed
safe
came
here.
back.
No,
Oh,
they
yeah.
never actually
Light
cut
over
it
there
down.
is fixed. All these. So this corner was also extremely dark. If you remember, that light wasn't there. The lights up here were not working. Over there's a brand new light.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this one particular area, 8 lights right on this one side here that were all out and now fixed. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I think there was one that was working over here, or 2. So they weren't all out, but still, it was pitch black. It's over here. It looks like 2 of these lights are working.
So those 2.
If I remember correctly, I think it was 30% of the lights were working. I have to go back and look, but I think it was 14 lights total that were out in this one little section.
How does this Gloucester Township want these power poles to be identified? So when I see this problem, I can call them in.
There are numbers on the poles.
But there's
numbers
problems too. I
on
was
the
mentioning
poles.
that last time. This light pole here, if that light were out, what pole, what number are you reporting? There's no number anywhere. This pole here, you would be able to easily identify, but how do you do it on these metal poles? Well, either way, lights are fixed. Thank you. Thank you to whoever it was.
Yeah.
Progress, man. Progress. We're seeing progress right there.
Yeah.
really
Congratulations
good. That
to
was really-
whoever
really
it was
good.
that did it. Thank you.
That was really good. That's yeah, you probably don't know it, but you probably saved somebody's life there, man.
Oh, hopefully. Yeah.
That's that was that area.
It should never get to that. That's my whole problem with it.
The exit area that you on the other side,
Yeah.
the other side of the
Exit
bridge,
the ramp,
past,
yeah.
the exit was look. I put a ton of election signs there.
Oh yeah.
that was horrendous. It was one of the good things about it was you can go out there and plant all kinds of signs and nobody could see.
No
you.
one can see you.
But,
Yeah. You also couldn't see where you're going.
Yeah,
You're
you
like,
couldn't see,
probably get killed.
and you knew that any car coming off that ramp, any car coming down off of there, they didn't see you at all. So
Yeah.
that was, I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that they're taking care of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
Keeps people safe. Yeah.
yeah. And look, if there's other things that stand out that you're like, man, this has been like this for years. Go out and take a picture. Go out and take some video.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to post it, send it to us.
Yeah. Send it to us. We'll get it out there. We'll try and help
post it.
you.
We'll do some investigations. We'll reach out to some folks in the township, find out why maybe it can't be done,
Yeah.
or maybe it's a county thing too. You know, there's a lot of county stuff that our township doesn't handle. But maybe we can reach out to the county and get it taken care of for you. But look, we're just about building a better community, and
Yeah.
that's what we do.
What do we have? We actually had a couple people talking about needing press passes, and we created some press passes for people. Do you have a post about that up here? Picture?
Yeah.
All right.
So there is a.
So I created. Oh man, this is great.
These are great. This is.
So listen, folks at home. You don't need a press pass for anything, but if you run into some sort of a tyrant, that you're like getting your stones broken about showing up somewhere with your camera out, and they're like, "Where's your? What do you mean you're the press? You need your
Yeah,
credentials."
some guy named
Show us your
Kevin is
credentials.
like, you can't record here. Then
Yeah.
you can be like, look, I can record
I have
here.
I have a press pass.
And
Actually.
and who's respond? Yeah, and so
It's issued by James Madison.
yeah,
He's who wrote the the Constitution of the United States. Gave you God gave you your right.
Yes.
The Constitution is protecting that. So we have your identification. Carry the ID card at all times during working hours.
We have authorized use with the freedom to record anything the eyes can see in public and from publicly accessible areas. We don't want you going into any restricted areas or anything like that anywhere that you go. The limitations. It's not permitted in any restricted areas. We don't want you going there, right? Barriers. If there's a locked door or a fence or a wall or any kind of signed area like that, stay out of it. So
I just realized.
What's that?
I just found this hat today.
Yeah.
That's a hat.
Oh, that's the hat from that picture.
Yeah, this hat was locked up in my motorcycle for the season, and I found it today.
There you go.
Yeah, that's there it is.
Yeah, but yeah, if you guys want to, give us a hand recording, send stuff into us, give us some, give us topics to talk about here. We rely on information to disseminate to people, and if you guys can give us anything, it's much appreciated.
Yeah, send stuff in, or if you see stuff online that you think is kind of is worthy of being on the podcast.
What are you talking about?
Tag us, message us, friend us, whatever it takes to send some stuff over.
What else do we have on? We have anything on GT Talk that was out there, Joe?
Man, we
had a couple topics, I'm sure.
This one was fantastic.
Yeah. How do you go to the? There you go. Oh, looking for local lawyer for creating some legal documents. Thanks in advance.
just a lawyer. What do you need me to do? Can you create me some legal documents? Okay. You know what? I was like, what if I can just go to LegalZoom and download some and then just charge these people for it?
Just generic ones. I just need the legal documents.
Just legal documents.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's a quick claim deed. You can have that right now. And $5. $5 for that.
Yep. $5. That's cheap. You let them off cheap. You gotta get at least $50 for that.
Oh, $50. Yeah. That's a lawyer. Yes.
Yeah.
Lawyers charge a lot of money. So.
Oh man.
Tax season. Man, there's so many.
The scam from the IRS? Yeah.
Do you get IRS phone calls?
I have. Yeah.
I
have legit IRS calls too, though, so I have to disseminate between the two.
I don't. Yeah, I do my taxes pretty well.
Well,
I mean, I don't. Obviously, I don't agree.
Defund the IRS.
I don't agree with the IRS or taxation, but I get these phone calls. All the
scam
time.
ones?
Oh yeah. It's some guy, some guy in some other country, and he's
gonna arrest you if you don't
he's with
wire
the
him money.
IRS, and he's gonna arrest me because I owe big time, and he's gonna go after my whole family, and nothing brings me more joy while I'm working. While I'm just working during the day, I'm on these boring conference calls and stuff like that. And then I get a phone call, and I pick it up, and it's the fake IRS coming after me. And man, if they don't block their number, and I don't have any conference calls coming up, I am calling these SOBs back.
Have you watched any of those?
One day I went through my call list, and I had 18 times I had called back the fake IRS. Because
you called them 18 times?
Yes, I
was.
Yeah, because I had nothing better to do, and I got Lisa there, it was clearly not Lisa, right? Her name was probably not. Her name was definitely not Lisa. And then Stan, he was one of the other agents, and I had gotten some dialogue back and forth with him to the point where I was calling Stan, and I was like, "Hey Stan, what's up with Lisa, man? You guys like a thing?" And he's like, no. We were going back and forth.
Oh man!
And then eventually they blocked me.
Really?
This guy, yeah, boy,
Like, yo, this guy's nuts.
this guy is crazy.
This guy is
And then I
crazy.
posted the number on a group of friends that I have. I posted the number, and they love also calling fake IRS
yeah.
people. So they started calling, and I gave them all the names too. So they were calling. They were calling ahead of time, and they were like, "Hey, Stan,
Yeah.
what's up with you and Lisa,
Stan.
man?" So yeah, so it was.
That's great.
It was a thing that I did, and I still enjoy it. But look, the IRS
Yeah.
generally just doesn't call you and ask you to send money
No.
to through Western Union to anybody. So
Yeah. Is Western Union even a thing unless other countries?
it still is. It's still my
Is it?
dad got
Okay.
hit by a Western Union scam, and which reminds me,
Older people tend to sometimes walk into those
well,
traps,
yeah, because they still believe that
Yeah.
that the people that are calling you are good-hearted and it's
It's a shame.
man, I can't. You can find most of our content from at gtobserver.com and Facebook/GT Observer. YouTube is Restore GLOTWP.
Yep. Just touch on the screen there.
Hit our website.
Yep.
Subscribe to our YouTube. We're also available on Rumble. We're even on Twitter.
Oh. Yep.
X, as they call it now.
X, as the
So,
kids say.
X, the new the new free speech platform. So we're everywhere. We're everywhere that we need to be. And if you folks could subscribe, we would greatly appreciate it. And then we'll see you all next week for our Gloucester Township Observer podcast, and then we'll see you in 2 weeks for our Inside GT Talk podcast.
All right,
Folks,
folks.
thank you very
We will
much
see
for
you
joining
soon.
us, and we'll see you soon.